Hey Harmonizers! My time has come to an end to be here in Virginia with my little Mustang. So the very last session, it's day 3, it's the last session, session 6, is basically getting Jen to try taking Treasure out of the pen and make sure they're comfortable working together. Jen's trained a lot of horses, started a lot of horses. She just hadn't worked with a horse that was completely feral before. She's definitely worked with skittish horses. So the getting Treasure to the point that she can be led, that she can be caught, and that she can go out so she's not completely feral. Now she's going to be set up for success, that Jen can continue with her, and hopefully they'll aim to get her feet done in the next week or two with a little bit more work on doing her legs and picking up her feet. But let's see how Jen does in this session. All right, so here's Jen going into the pen. So the first thing that she's going to show us is how well, or we hope how well, Treasure can be caught. So what's kind of interesting here is Treasure standing there, but then notice how Treasure turns so that way Jen is going to approach on the right side. So originally it was kind of like Jen was going to be ending up on the left side, but Treasure made it pretty clear that her right side is her more comfortable side, and she presented that side first, which is just really interesting because a lot of Mustangs that I've worked with before usually present their left side, so she's different that way. And somebody did comment, does she have something wrong with her eye? I don't think so, because it's very, very common for horses to have a preference for one side over the other and be more comfortable with one side when you're approaching them. And usually after we do training with them and we work on both sides, then we see that it's okay on both sides. She's giving a little smile there. She does a lot of that response there, the Flehmen response, I believe is how it's pronounced, when they curl up their lip when they smell something interesting. So she's going to be super easy to teach how to smile because she is so easy to do that. And I have tried kind of looking in her eye to see if there's any cataract or any cloudiness or anything that I can see, and I can't see anything to my naked eye. Of course, there's, things that a vet could see that can't be seen to the naked eye, but it's so normal for a horse to have a preference for one side over the other that right now I'm not concerned or anything like that. I just think it's interesting that she chooses the right side over the left side. So Jen's just doing a little bit of touching and scratching, and Treasure's really starting to enjoy scratches. She seems to really like that. Of course, we're still using the positive reinforcement with our bucket there, and now she's doing scratches on the left side as well. So you can see she's doing really well with both sides with her scratches, and really the whole catching process going really quickly too. So she's still not coming to us in the field just yet, so that will be something that we continue, or Jen continues to work on, because this is my last time getting to see her do anything down here. So Jen is going to be the one taking over from here and sending me little video clips along the way, so that way I can stay in touch with what she's doing and keeping up with. So here doing a little bit of leading stuff, which she's doing in the pen first, and then we're going to see her move outside of the pen afterwards and kind of see where she's at. And this is so great. So happy that I was able to come down and do these first big steps with her, and that I could be there to help Jen with figuring her out a little bit and getting this feral Mustang started, and be part of Jen's first time ever working with a feral Mustang. So that's pretty exciting, and really excited to see what she accomplishes with her over this next month of training that she's going to do groundwork with her to see where they're at. I really like that they're off to a good start here, that she's scratching, they're leading, that everything's transferring really well to Treasure, and that we had time to do these extra little sessions with Jen working with her. So this is pretty cool here. So she's opening the gate for the first time with her, and you guys saw when I took her out of the pen for the first time, that took a really long time, and she was so dramatic crossing over the little bar there, and then now she's like, okay, I remember how to do this. I can go over the little rail, get my little bit of cookies, and then is able to walk around no problem there. So that's really exciting that she's able to do that. Sorry, I've got little Evelyn in the background here who's giving her commentary as well. So Jen here, you can see she's doing a little bit of pressure and release on the halter and kind of guiding her around. And we just wanted to kind of make sure that she could take her out and that she could take her back into the pen and was comfortable with that. So that's looking really, really good there. She went over the little rail, no problem, which is fantastic that she was able to improve so much just in that short little bit of time. So she just had a little bit of a break between me and Jen working with her. So this is still all on day 3 happening in the morning session. And she's giving her some more little scratches there. And you see she's able to kind of walk around her. She's going to go out again and just kind of make sure everything's all good. And you can see Treasure walks out really nicely, really calmly. So she's progressed really, really well. And it's so nice that she's able to work with the 2 different people. And she actually looks, pretty happy now. Like her expression, her little ears are focused and intent and thinking about the different things that she's doing. So she's coming in around here and she's walking really nicely there, getting her positive reinforcement. So it's a pretty good experience for her to be able to do all of these different things and really just kind of focusing on the basics and wanting to make sure that she's going to be good for Jen to handle and comfortable with Jen, and that they're going to be able to do a few different things together. So she's shutting the gate there. You can see Treasure's perked up her little focus there and watching pretty intently about what's going on there. And following Jen pretty nicely there as they're going around. And you can see her little expression, her ears and everything all perked up. So cute. She's watching so well now and just seems to be really engaged in everything that's going on, which is great. So it's kind of showing us that she's enjoying the learning and the progressions and looking really good. So now Jen's just going to snug up her halter a little bit because it got a little bit loose. So she's going to just snug that up and make sure it's all safe and secure. So it's the fusion halter. So it's a rope halter behind the ears and over the nose, which helps with the trainability piece. But because it has the leather cheek pieces and it's got the rings, it has the safety of a breaking point of the same of a leather halter. So it's a halter that you could actually leave on your horse out in the field because there's a safety breaking point to it. So you don't want to leave nylon halters on your horse typically because those halters don't break and horses can hurt themselves in them. People do that, but you don't want to be the person who has a bad story to tell about it. So having a halter that has a breakaway or has the leather pieces that they can break is really kind of important there to have that safety piece. So now we've got that fusion halter on her there. She's got it snugged up. You can see she's given her some scratches, kind of seeing if she wants some of those face scratches, and Treasure's doing some licking and chewing and kind of going, that feels pretty good there, and snuggling into that, which is kind of cute there. So and then of course she goes to do another little smile. She's all about smiling, this horse, I tell you. She's always curling her lip up. Not really sure why for her that's something she's so sensitive to, but anyways, she seems to think that that's a pretty good response to do. So she's unsnapped there and then still giving her some scratches there. So it's always good to see that when you take a horse off the lead rope, you want to be able to still kind of rub on them and then have you walk away rather than the horse running away from you or something like that. And I think it's cute that Treasure even kind of follows Jen out and is kind of like, oh, like, are we done? Are we still going to do a few more stuff? So this is awesome. I'm so excited for Jen and to see what Treasure's going to do this month.